Expanding double brackets. When we are expanding double brackets, that means multiplying out double brackets, because brackets mean multiply. The best thing to do is to think of them as two eggs, and we want to crack open the first egg. When we crack open the first egg, the x, or the first term in the first egg, drops down here, and the +3, or the second term in the first egg, drops down here. We then open up our two sets of brackets, and everything in the second egg goes inside each of these brackets. So we get x plus 2 in the first set of brackets, and we get x plus 2 in the second set of brackets. Then we just have to multiply the first term by everything inside the first set of brackets, and then the second term by everything inside the second set of brackets. We draw in loops so that we don't forget about the second term. So x by x is x squared, x by 2 is plus 2x, 3 by x is plus 3x, and 3 by 2 is plus 6. The reason that x by 2 is 2x is because a number times a letter, we stick them together. And the reason that 3 by x is 3x is because a number times a letter, we stick them together. But we tend to put the number first. Okay, now we have to group together the like terms. We have an x squared here, and there is nowhere else that we see an x squared. So x squared stays on its own. Next we have a plus 2x, and we have a look along and we see is there anything else with just a single x in it, and there's a plus 3x. So these are like terms, so they can go together. So the plus 2x and the plus 3x can go together, and 2 plus 3 is 5x. It is not 5x squared because we are adding, we are not multiplying. If we are adding terms, we keep the letters the same. So x plus x will be 2x, x plus x plus x would be 3x, x plus x plus x plus x would be 4x, etc. It does never become x squared. And then we have our plus 6, and there's no other numbers, so we just write down plus 6. Now we can't simplify anymore, so our final answer in this question is x squared plus 5x plus 6. So x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 2 is x squared plus 5x plus 6. This is a similar question to the last one, except we have y's in it and one of our terms is a minus. But we do the exact same thing. Brackets mean multiply, so we want to multiply everything in this set of brackets by everything in this set of brackets. And we again have two eggs, so what we want to do is break open the first egg, or crack open the first egg. The first term in the first egg comes down here, so we get y and a set of brackets, and the second term in the first egg comes down here, so we get plus 4 and a set of brackets. Now everything in the second egg, y minus 2, needs to go inside of each bracket. So we get y minus 2, y minus 2. Next thing, we have to multiply out our terms. So we're going to multiply the y by everything inside of this bracket. So it'll be y multiplied by y, and then y multiplied by minus 2. And then we're going to multiply the plus 4 by everything inside of this set of brackets. So it'll be plus 4 multiplied by y, and then plus 4 multiplied by minus 2. So y multiplied by y is y squared. Y multiplied by minus 2 is minus 2y. A number times a letter, we stick them together. 4 multiplied by y is plus 4y. And then 4 multiplied by minus 2 is minus 8. Now we have to have a look and see where can we simplify, what can we put together. We have a y squared here, and there's no other y squared with our other terms, so we just write down y squared. We have a minus 2y here and a plus 4y here. We can put these two together. So minus 2y, make sure you include the minus when you circle it, plus 4y, minus 2 plus 4 into the calculator will give us plus 2. We have to remember to put on our y. And then we have a minus 8 and no other single numbers, so we just write down minus 8. So y plus 4 multiplied by y minus 2 gives us y squared plus 2y minus 8. Now, we have another double brackets question. We want to expand our brackets, which means we want to multiply out our brackets. This time we have p's, and we have a minus and a minus. So we do the same thing. We crack open the first egg, and we bring the first term inside the first egg down here. So we have a p and a set of brackets. And then we bring the second term, which is a minus 1, not a 1, down here. So we have minus 1 and a set of brackets. Then we put what's inside the second egg inside each of the brackets. So we get p minus 3 and p minus 3. Now we have to multiply out our terms. P multiplied by p is p squared. P multiplied by minus 3 is minus 3p. Minus 1 multiplied by p is minus p. And then minus 1 multiplied by minus 3 is going to be plus 3. Because a minus by a minus give a plus. A minus by a minus give a plus. Then we have a look and we see, okay, we've got p squared here, and we don't have any other p squareds along here, so we just have to keep our p squared on its own. Then we see we have a minus 3p here, and a minus p here. And minus p is really minus 1p. There's an imaginary 1 or an invisible 1 in there. And minus 3p minus 1p gives us minus 4p. Make sure you include your minus signs. Very, very, very important. And then we just have a plus 3 left here, so we just write down plus 3. So p minus 1 multiplied by p minus 3 gives us p squared minus 4p plus 3.